I have either unlocked the Matrix or you're about to hear some of the dumbest things ever said in human history. Usually the truth somewhere right in the middle. Either way, I'm telling you, this one's a roller coaster, so strap in.
Like Shazam, I'm strapped in!
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. I am Steven and back again. Thanks for stopping in. And I'm telling you, we have a wild one in store. I mean a wild one. I just had my mind blown from what I just uncovered. I'm not going to really explain it too much, but what I can tell you is everything kind of ties in. So stick around in the end. It's kind of like a movie, a very poorly edited movie, but just ride the wave, see where it goes. I'm telling you, you're going to enjoy it. Let's roll the footage. About a month ago, I did a small clip about this same thing, but I didn't really catch it. And they started it out saying the CIA just released documents claiming that they studied astral projection, and the video was like, this could be nonsense. So I didn't really think too much of it, but my mind has been torn apart. When the title says mind-blowing, I mean, just watch and we're gonna get into this.
The gateway process, a term that might sound straight out of a science fiction novel or a conspiracy theory form, but it's far more real and intriguing than one might imagine. Imagine a world where you could transcend the confines of reality, travel through space and time with just the power of your consciousness. In 1983, Lieutenant Colonel Wayne McDonald submitted a groundbreaking report titled Analysis and Assessment of Gateway Process to U.S. Army Intelligence. This report was no ordinary military briefing. It detailed a revolutionary method for achieving out-of-body experiences, all in the pursuit of intelligence gathering. The gateway process isn't your typical military strategy. It's a mind-bending journey that involves participants projecting their consciousness beyond the constraints of our perceived reality. Developed by the Monroe Institute in the 1970s, this process combines brainwave synchronization techniques with specific sound frequencies to induce altered states of consciousness. What exactly does the gateway process offer? According to McDonald's report, participants can potentially traverse the universe, visiting any location and time period imaginable. It challenges the very fabric of our understanding of reality, suggesting that our universe is but a construct of the mind. Delving deeper, the report explores holographic theory, proposing that the universe is a complex interplay of energy fields. It theorizes that human consciousness can transcend physical limitations and exchange information with other dimensions, potentially reshaping reality itself through a process known as patterning. But with great power comes great responsibility and risk. While proponents of the gateway process tout enhanced self-awareness, creativity, and clarity as potential benefits, there are darker shadows lurking in the depths. Reports of intense anxiety, depression, and even psychosis among participants serve as cautionary tales. Colonel McDonald himself warned of encounters with non-friendly entities beyond the boundaries of time and space. The missing page, 25 of the CIA's Gateway Report, later released by the Monroe Institute, only adds to the mystery and speculation surrounding the process.
Check that guy, Jason Abadi. Abadi. I highly recommend checking out his TikTok channel. It is one of the best channels I've ever seen on TikTok, pages, channels, whatever it is. He makes like 2-3 minute. I mean, they're movies. That was like a movie. They're so good. Now, first off, astral projection, and then just said about the dark entities and da-da-da-da. Does that not explain sleep paralysis? If you're in like a deep sleep paralysis, the darker theories. But here's the craziest part. It's true. It's true. I found the documents. And now another thing about it, before I get to that, apparently that's what the movie Men Who Stare at Goats is based on, which I didn't realize. I watched that movie when it first came out. But check this shit out. Right here. This is it. This is the whole thing. I went on the CIA website. Well, I just put in whatever, Wayne McDonald, Gateway Paralysis. You can read the whole thing of what they were doing. All the documents, like it's all real. Everything they just said is documented in CIA files right there that are released. Now, I'm not going to sit here and read the whole thing. I just wanted to show you this is from the CIA. This is legit. Like, yeah, we were astral projecting. No big deal. And check this part out specifically. So look at this right here. In the rest of this video, I didn't know if I should put this first or last because so many things tie into this. Your head is all one, the universe, or your mind is the universe, or whatever they were saying. You know what I'm saying? So first off, the bottom here, that, what's that remind you of? The health logo, the medical health logo. So, I don't know. Whatever that means, I don't know. Kind of weird. I mean, it's the serpents that seem to be around a spine of what is like an angel because it's got the wings. So, you know, that whole thing's pretty deep, I suppose. But this, I get to looking at this. And it's like flat Earth. The universe is probably where the other side of the ice wall would be. But this is your consciousness. This is going to sound insane. I know it is. But it's what remind me of, like, that looks like stars, because this is the direction of space and time. Time, space, evolution. So that would be outside of the firmament. This would be the stars inside what we see. So I'm guessing if you go flat earth theory, that'd be water on the whole outside. But it says right there, the poles, and right here, this black hole and this white hole. And we're gonna get into something about that. So this would be the universe, I'm gonna say outside of the ice wall, and we're in the hologram. Does that not make sense? Like, if we're in a simulation, we're the hologram, and the people that know better, that live in the real universe, are on the other side of this ice wall, and we are in the firmament, and there are 2 points, 2 poles, but it's almost like the Gaia theory. It's almost like the Gaia theory. Like, the Earth is all one organism, and it is flat, and we're like microcosms on it. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. You know what my mind was so blown. There's so many things I'm trying to piece together in this, but do you know what I'm saying? Leave a comment below and let's talk about this. That reminded me of flat earth. That's all I'm saying. To spin this all together, I know it's nuts, but that's what I'm saying. All right, is that not crazy? Let me know what you think. Okay, so that said black hole at that bottom of that point. So this goes into that Black Hole Sun. Greatest video of all time, great song, love that. Whole album was great. R.I.P. Chris Cornell. But just listen to this.
So for some reason, the only place that I see anybody talking about this crescent moon being at the bottom of the moon is on TikTok. Now, why exactly is this happening? Nobody seems to have a logical answer for this,
nobody.
But I've got some theories that you might have interest in. Now, if you've been paying attention at all, you do know that there's certain things that may seem that they are not what they are telling you they are.
Everything.
But on the news, they have no problem telling you about how this guy is seeing these demonic faces. And if you've ever heard the song Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden, and you see this demonic face on their cover with an eclipse, things start to just click a little bit. And you're seeing images like this that look an awful lot like what this guy is seeing.
That's probably coincidence.
And if you've ever seen this model, you see here that they use the Masonic compass to illustrate how this energy projects out of the center of the Earth through Antarctica, through a black hole from this black sun centralized in the center of the Earth. And you see that this is projecting at the bottom of this moon. So tell me, are you seeing the light from this sun projecting to the moon, or is it coming from underneath from this black sun energy? This creator here says that this central black sun is going to ascend up out of the center of the earth. This is all food for thought. Tell me what you think in the comments.
Yeah, do that. So he was equating that to the eclipse. Clearly that didn't happen, or maybe it did. I see people posting videos down like talking about something happened and you just don't realize, and this and that, and I don't know. We'll get into that when that time comes. But when I watched that astral projection video, then saw that picture of the CIA documents, it sounded like so many other things. And when they're talking about, yeah, you are the universe and all that, and your mind is, your consciousness is everything, or whatever they said. It sounds and looks like so many other things, this specifically. And it gets even deeper. Watch this.
Why do you think Admiral Byrd and the Rockefellers were so much more interested in Antarctica, the South Pole, rather than the North Pole?
Yeah, there's an incredible story that was in Admiral Byrd's diary that was found by his kids, where he said he flew into an area that opened up at Antarctica, and he went into an area where it was lush and tropical almost.
What's that look like? I'm just saying, the black hole. The black hole.
And as he got into this area, this is according to his own diary.
It ain't a sun.
People can look this
It's a
up.
hole.
Something took over his plane, and these two UFO type craft, circular craft, flying saucers came, and it took over his craft and it guided him in to this area where they landed. And then they took him to meet somebody that he calls in his diary, the Master. Pretty interesting story. This Master told him,
I should do like Mr. Ballin, not real image of the Master. I don't think that's really the guy or being.
that they were wary of the nuclear bombs that had just, been utilized.
You heard that.
Dropped the nuclear on Japan and so forth, and they were wary of our experimentation with nuclear devices and wars because they're sharing this planet as well.
Right. Now, I'm sure a lot of us have heard all that before, but he said he went through a hole. And in that picture, they showed the black hole. So, black hole sun. I don't necessarily know if the Soundgarden song was about that, but what that guy was talking about, black hole, his picture of the flat earth math, had a black hole at the bottom, which could have been, boop, right there, just like Admiral Byrd said he saw. I don't even know exactly what I'm saying, but I know this all blows my mind. That's what I know. It all goes together somehow, and I don't know how. And in fact, I'm making a video, and I'm going to put this out because this feels like something to talk about. Maybe later I'll take time and make like an actual scripted, orchestrated video about this, but this blew my mind just for the simple fact it's legit. At least there's documents, I mean. You know what I mean? And it just sounds like so many other things. And it just ties to so much. Even more, now watch this.
Jesus and Satan do not exist. It's a metaphor for the war between your consciousness and your body. Religion is a scam. Your body desires lust, food, and power, but your consciousness wants love, expression, intuition, and wisdom. They've externalized the truth so that you think that you are your body, which is hell, heel. The church is a business, and it's to keep you in a lower state of consciousness so that they can control you. Every religious text has an exoteric and an esoteric meaning. Exoteric is what is taught to the public, which is external. The esoteric is the internal teachings of the scriptures. Jesus and Satan, Horus and Set, the devil and the angel on your shoulder. The reason why religions have so much in common is because they're all different ways of metaphorically talking about the battle between your consciousness and your physical body. They want you to believe that you're physical, to hide all the different dimensions of yourself, mental, astral, and etheric. When you give praise to external gods with outside of you, you're giving your energy into the astral plane. They're literally summoning your energy within their spirit realm because of religion. When you empty the mind and focus on your internal self, you attract energy to you, which can be used to create your life. We are all God in disguise. Our consciousness is God, but the body is of this world. Why do you think the side of your head regions are called temples? Because the head region is the temple of God, the temple of your consciousness. This book will tell you everything you need to know. The link is in my
Okay, he was selling a book at the end, so he duped us on that a little bit, but he wasn't wrong about that. And he gets into the esoteric teachings, and that ties right in. I said everything, you are God, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, we all know that, those things theoretically, but it ties right into what I was saying about the CIA document. Now, obviously, most people probably know, esoteric teaching is the way you get, through the ranks of Freemasonry. And he showed that picture of the Earth in the black hole sun video, that the two moons or the two suns go down and form the Freemason sign. I mean, and that Freemason shit, it's so deep. I tried to read a Manly P. Hall book. It wasn't even a book. It was about the pineal gland a long time ago. I'm telling you, I ordered it from Amazon. I thought it was a full book. It ended up being like a leaflet. It was like paper thin. Nonetheless, I think I'll thumb through that real quick. I opened that up. I started reading the first page. I mean, I'm like, my jaw was on the floor. I'm like, what the? Like, oof. This prison GED isn't going to get me through this. Because that's what I got. I had to like really like sit back and like take it in. Like it's deep. About opening up the third eye, it was about the pineal gland. It was just like it was a chapter out of a bigger book. But he's 33. He was a 33-degree Freemason. Took him 47 years to get there. But he has plenty of books that are probably worth reading, and a very difficult read too, I would imagine. But Manly P. Hall, I'll put him up here so you see who he is. But that's the type of stuff he's going to talk about, and that's who runs the world. I'm pretty sure at the end of the day. Obviously, I don't know. Okay, so keep that picture from the CIA in mind and watch this.
They put the truth about the firmament right in our face. Watch this.
We've all heard that. A little Ed, Ed, and Eddie. If I get copyrighted for this. Now, we've seen this before, and they could just be playing it up.
This is impossible! Ed was right! The sky is falling! Thank you very much. So now what? I'm afraid we may just find out, Eddie.
That. The fuzz, the stars outside that ring I showed that was on that picture right there. Like I said, that could be.
God's word tells us in Job chapter 37, verse 18, "Hast thou with him spread out the sky, which is strong and as a molten looking glass," which is referring to God's firmament. Is that why Hillary always talked about breaking that glass ceiling?
Although we weren't able to shatter that highest, hardest glass ceiling this time, thanks to you, it's got about 18 million cracks.
Or remember that time Bill Nye slipped up and said we can't leave the earth?
One thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the earth. There's no place to go.
Guys, they know the truth, and they're going to continue to put it right in our face. But send this to somebody that needs to see this.
Okay, so I don't know why Bill Nye said that. He could have just meant like you're not going anywhere, which is probably the truth. Or was he just saying it to say it? Like, hey, I'm really letting you know, but you're not going to get what I'm saying. And why do people say break that glass ceiling? I mean, I get that it's supposed to be a metaphor, but when it comes down to it, a metaphor for what, really? Who has a glass ceiling? I get if you live in a glass house, you don't throw stones. No one lives in a glass house. But if you did, you wouldn't throw stones. But what glass ceiling are you trying to break? I don't even know the answer to that. But that is so weird. Like, this guy just did this video. Clearly it had nothing to do with what I'm saying, but it looked like that ring. So, maybe these folks that made this know a little something. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
As some of you may remember, back in 2020, multiple videos and pictures hit the internet where people claimed to have witnessed multiple suns in the sky. And even though these pictures went viral almost everywhere, it was scrubbed about a day later and people stopped talking about it soon after. Fast forwarding to 2024, people are not only recording two suns in the sky again, but they're also catching a lens flare on their phone which shows a strange octagonal shape coming from the sun as well. Now obviously all this has led to some very mixed reviews and strange theories. Most people believe that this is just some sort of camera glitch or possibly a naturally occurring phenomenon, while others believe that there may be more going on, stating that this could be a secondary planet entering our atmosphere, a reflection from our natural sun bouncing off of a firmament above us, or an artificial simulated sun that's meant to cover up our real sun. Now obviously all of this is just speculation and theories, not to be taken as facts, but I did find something very interesting around the artificial sun theory. In the 1960s, a patent was filed for something called an illumination system. If you look into this patent, it says that this device is meant to be a sun simulator that simulates sunlight, earthlight, and moonlight over a large distance. And if you look at this device's design, it appears to show the same hexagonal shape that we've been seeing in the lens flare that's apparently coming from our sun now. Now all of that could definitely just be a coincidence, but given that this patent was filed in the 1960s and they've had about 60 years to work on it, maybe there is something up there.
The plot has thickened on this, that is for damn sure. I was saying, people were saying there's two suns. Now the other guy, the black hole sun guy, showed that thing he showed, there was two suns. So, kind of went hand in hand. Now, get a load of what this lady says right here. I'm not going to play this whole video. It's 10 minutes long, but I'll put her name like right down here, and you can go check it out if you want. It's pretty wild, but the beginning's important.
Okay, so here's a quick run through of what's going on with our sky. For starters, there's another entire solar system that is passing just outside Earth's atmosphere that we're not being told about. That is why the sky looks the way it does, day in and day out, and has for several years now.
Looks like a lot of chemtrails.
This other solar system arrived back in 2009.
Where'd she get that info?
And they don't tell us because they don't want us to know, because our entire existence is a lie. Earth is actually considered a factory planet, and we are used to provide goods and commodities to races on these other planets, two of them, which are Nibiru and Saru. In this other solar system, there are 8 planets and another sun. The second sun is located behind our sun. Gravity is...
Look how that is like a pentagram, and those are chemtrails, by the looks of things, allegedly. They just doing chemtrail pentagrams out there these days? Hell, why not? Hell, why not?
Mostly a lie. We actually live in an electrical universe, not gravitational. So these planets can pass incredibly close, and they repel electromagnetically.
Okay, I'm just gonna stop there. I'm gonna stop her there because she goes on and on and on and gets into Nibiru and these other planets, and it's a whole Zachariah Sitchin thing. Actually, naming her channel something with Nibiru. But all this seems to tie in one way or another. I haven't figured out exactly how. Hopefully one of yous know about this so you can fill me in, because it just feels like there's a little droplet of all of it in each thing. You know what I mean? It's like a different conversation a little bit in each thing, but it's also kind of not. So like it all ties in. You just gotta figure out how to mix it up and line it up, you know? So I'm gonna go ahead and play this video.
A scientific theory is the opposite to a scientific fact, because scientific theories are rooted in speculation, and scientific facts are rooted in the scientific method. Therefore, if it hasn't been proven using the scientific method, then it simply hasn't been proven. Your entire perception of reality is built upon unproven theories like the theory of gravity, the Big Bang theory, and the theory of evolution. You're living a lie and paying the liars to lie to you. It's easier to believe things than it is to think about them. This is how they've got you trusting so-called experts while you neglect your own intellect. Ignorance is only bliss until you're knee-deep in the shit you've been ignoring. So it's time to unbind your mind and stop trusting the people who profit from your existence. A spirit level uses the behavior of water, which is to naturally find its level. It's the most simplest and effective way to test if something is level because it can never be wrong.
Can't be wrong.
Self-leveling cement uses the same method. It's the water content in the cement that guarantees its level every time, because that's just how water behaves. Water is the only proof you need of a flat Earth, as it's the most abundant thing in this world. You cannot see perfectly flat water your entire life and keep pretending you live on a spinning ball covered in water. The amount of mental gymnastics involved is insane. People think centrifugal force is proof of a spinning globe, but on the contrary, it destroys it. All you have to do is look at how a washing machine works or go to your local park and pour some water on the roundabout and spin it. It's a very simple, observable, testable reality, and there is no debate necessary.
None.
Anyone who refuses to understand water is not worth a second of your time. Let them live the life of lies their masters made for them. The sun takes 24 hours to do a full lap of the Earth. This means the sun will be closest to where you are during midday. This is how time zones work. The sun circles over the Earth, gradually winding in and out of seasons every 3 months. This is why Greenland and Alaska have 24-hour sun in their summertime, as it never recedes past the horizon until it changes to the next season. This is also why Antarctica is frozen, because the sun's warmth doesn't reach that far. You see, we live in the most intricate timepiece ever made. The sun tells the hour, the moon tells the month, and the stars tell the season. Celestial navigation is only possible on a flat plane with the luminaries revolving above it. Otherwise, you're only navigating a tiny triangulation of the infinite cosmos you've been sold. And that's a recipe for getting lost. The stars are fixed like clockwork. They do the same thing every night and every year for eternity. That's not the behavior of a forever expanding cosmos, is it? You are not a random life form on a speck of spinning space debris, shooting through an endless void of nothingness.
Well, that was deep. So, on a lighter note, but maybe not, I have to show this because, well, besides losing it all, I'm losing it about all that other stuff. This right here, just listen to this.
OMG. Y'all gotta hear this one here. And I'm not lying. Hey, this one here got me like, wow. So while we over here complaining about all the illegals that's coming across the border, check this one out. Mexico citizens are saying they do not want another white American to come over to their country because they are being overwhelmed by white Americans. Oh my God.
It doesn't even say
they said white Americans are fleeing to Mexico to live because it's cheaper.
Why's it gotta be white?
So
This
the
is
Mexico
Americans.
president said he's about to start a deportation. If anybody is over there illegally, they're gonna kick him out. Oh, I can't believe this. What a nerve, though, but God damn, we over here complaining about them flooding over here. And we flooding over.
All right, you get the gist, but that is the definition of irony. Are you kidding me? And I kept saying the idea is to go to a second world country, and I looked, Mexico is still classified as a third world country. So that should tell you how bad it's getting in America. If people are like, I'm cutting bait and going to Mexico, I'll take my chances with these cartels before I'm sticking around and dealing with the U.S. government. Isn't that crazy? And that's where I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. Start a conversation down in the comments. I was all over the map with all that. I know that all ties together somehow, some way. I'm not sure. I did my best on short notice, I suppose. So thank you for watching. If you never subbed, please sub and please hit that like button. And if you didn't like the video, just go ahead and keep it moving, because I don't want no beef with you. That's all, folks.